Do we look like brothers? How y'all doing? And I'm gonna do a review of Alien Prometheus. No, not Prometheus. Sorry, Romulus. Prometheus is in my head. Prometheus is in my head. That's like by far the best Alien movie to me. So Romulus, which I saw last night, and it is beautiful. I love it. For those alien enthusiasts, I was gonna say nerd, alien nerds, alien enthusiasts. I'm gonna say a couple of things here. If I get it wrong, please don't kill me. For those people that don't know what I'm talking about, hang tight, and I will be sharing what I know. All right. So this movie is set on a ship, just like the original Alien. By the way, spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! For those people who haven't watched it yet, spoiler alert. So they set on a ship, and the ship before they get to the ship, they're on a colonized planet. This planet is a gas giant, which is like Saturn. For those people who don't know, Saturn is a gas giant. Jupiter is a gas giant. But I say Saturn more like Saturn because there's a ring around this planet. So the protagonist, whose name is Rain, Rain has a brother named Andy, who is an artificial human. Well, I said, yeah, artificial human, right? Not synthetic, artificial, because this is it's like AI, but in a human body, who was put together to protect her by her father before he died. So they're on this planet, and the thing they do on this planet is work mines to get off this. It's a colonized planet by humans, by the way. To get off this planet, you have to is a quota set, and if you fulfill the quota, you're transported back to the mainland, which I'm assuming is like Earth. So the movie begins with our protagonist Rain explaining to a woman how she had met the quota for working for years in the mines and would like to be transferred to the mainland, right? Again, mainland, which is Earth. She was then told where's her parents. I'm guessing she came there with her parents. On telling the woman behind the plexiglass her parents had died as a result of working in the mine, she was then told the quota was raised, and now she has to work an additional 5 years. This, by the way, for the cast in this movie, they're all pretty young. I'm talking about 17 to about maybe 22. I'm gonna say maybe 22. And when she's told this, she heard a commotion behind her, and that was her brother Andy, the artificial human, being attacked by kids. Andy, even though he is an artificial intelligent being, he speaks with a stutter. I guess he was damaged, or because I think no, sorry, her dad got, I guess, scraps of different artificial beings to put together. So I guess something with his speech, and no, the movie actually starts off with him cracking a lot of dad jokes. I guess that's the way he was programmed, and he was programmed to protect Andy. By the way, so his whole direct motive for a living is to protect her. Now she was then contacted by some friends, and there's this is the rest of the cast, and I'm gonna give you a full list of the whole cast. So I already told you about Andy. I told you about Rain, Novera, who's an Asian girl, young girl. Um, Bajor, I think that's how you say it. Bjorn. Bajorn. Kay, who is Bajorn's brother, I think, and Tyler's brother. So you have three siblings on there, and Tyler. Tyler is the last one. So they were told that there's something orbiting the gas giant, another ship, a bigger ship, a big ship. They have a small ship that can get them to the mainland. These are all young folks. Matter of fact, they might be all under 20. Let's say 20. I'm gonna say 20. So now they're told that they probably all were told the same thing, where they can't exit the colonized planet, the colony, because they have to work more, right? So they figured out a way, and these kids are very smart. They're great with technology, and they figured out if it's a bigger planet, which they have looked into and researched, it must have cryo chambers on there. Cryo chambers for those people, for the not so well enthusiasts on aliens and space travel. Cryo chambers are supposed to be the thing that basically freezes your body, keeps it still, stop growth and everything until you are unfrozen onto the mainland. So it basically stops time in terms of genetic, biological beings, right? So they decided, okay, if we get to the big ship above, hovering above, we can get to the cryo chambers. Now they didn't really need rain for this, but because Andy is an artificial life, he has the tech to get into certain access doors that they wouldn't get into. So now they got to the ship. Three of them exit onto the big ship, and three left was stayed back onto the small ship they got to the big ship with. Um, it was the ones that exited to check for the cryo chambers would be Andy, Tyler, and Bajor. Andy was opening all the doors by just he had these ports where you just stick your hands into it, just like this, your fingers, and it would open up doors after doors after doors. In this particular ship, this big ship that is, they have a gravity. What is it called? It basically turns on and off gravity, and it would do it automatically. When the gravity is about to be turned on, and you have zero gravity. Sorry, when it's about to be zero gravity or turned off zero gravity, it will just start shaking. Then as you see, you ever seen the spacewalks and people are just like, it looks like they're swimming. When you hear the shaking, basically hold on to something or else you're gonna fall and hit yourself, or something can fall on top of you if it's still on top of you. So now we got onto the ships. That thing keep going on and off. They had several mishaps. It's nothing crazy. Andy's opening doors. Now they got to the cryo chamber. The cryo chamber, which is supposed to be enough fuel for about I think 6 to 9 years. They found out that the cryo chambers only has 3 years of fuel. But to get more, you have to go to the back of the ship, which they just found out. This guy has this little thing in his hand that tells you, give you a map and a blueprint of the ship. They go now, they go more doors open. They got to this door, which was Hajar, which means the door is not completely opened, I think. Yeah, it's not completely open. And it's a weird room because the room has ankle deep water, which should be a sign of, hey, I gotta get out of here, man. Ankle deep, why is water here? And the ship is completely empty. Before they got to that room, I should say, they did see another artificial human on the ground, right? And he's like, half of his body is gone. There's a big hole in the ship that leads all the way up. Looked like something like a missile just passed through there. And it went straight through. So now they got in the room. They saw the cryo fuel. They pulled it. It gave this sound like a bunch of air coming out. They pulled it. On pulling it, they tripped some kind of security alert, and the door now closes even more. It's still ajar, but it's so small that you can't get through. You can probably get a hand through or something like that, but your whole body can't fit through. In the room, there's Andy, Bjorn, and Tyler. Now, while doing this, the other three on the small ship, the three ladies on the small ship, can see them, see what's going on. And through, I guess they have cameras on them. And they're looking through a monitor and they see that, oh, these guys are stuck and they're panicking. Um, the woman that's piloting the small ship, whose name is Navarro. Navarro decides she's about to head out there to help him, along with Ren is about to help him. Before they got out, the other young lady there, whose name is Kay, she begins to start throwing up. And I'm thinking to myself, why is she throwing up? The ship is not moving, nothing is going on. Why is she throwing up? She went and lay down. She's holding her stomach now. Rin runs over and she sees that she's holding her stomach. So she goes, "Who's the father?" And these are young kids. These are young kids. So I guess she said a nobody, but don't tell my brothers. So now they left her there. They went over. Rin had the bright idea to go look at the artificial human on the ground, pop this thing out of his head. This little, I'm gonna say, maybe his memory chip or hard drive. Now she goes, because they couldn't get out. Sorry, I skipped a part. They couldn't get out the door because Andy didn't have access to open the tripped security alarm. And now they put the chip into Andy's head. Andy's eye rolled back, and this guy looks up. He looks up, and his whole eye rolls back. By the way, I'm in an RPX movie theater, so everything is shaking, loud now noise. Every time something happens, it boom. So I'm, you're like it's like you're in the movie itself. So now Andy's. She said Andy's updating is gonna take a while, but the three of them are still stuck in there. She pushed her hand through the door to help him out, right? So two on one side of the door and three in the inside of the door, and the other one is in the ship. Now you can see on the back of the room there's something there, and some kind of biological life because it's moving, and it looks like there's slime or something like that, just moving around. And I'll play this clip in the back. So you got, if you look closely, and for those people that knows aliens, these things right here, as they just passed right there, they're called face huggers. And what happens is they, in order for the big alien to come out, which is called xenomorph. In order for the xenomorph, the alien that you see with the teeth and all that, this guy right here, in order for the xenomorph to come out, the face huggers have to implant an egg into your body to be incubated, which happens in seconds or minutes, and they pop right out of your chest. So they knock Bjorn on the ground and in the water, I should say, because don't forget they're standing in like ankle deep water, or a little bit above ankle, because he fell and he got into water, and they try to go into his mouth, but he kind of stopped them, and they're fighting them off. Right as one of them is trying to go into Tyler's mouth, I think. Right then, Andy finally upgrades and hold the thing, toss it into the door, basically crack the dang door because it's glass. Crack the door. He tossed it so hard. They finally got out the door. They're running, and all these face huggers are running after them. Navarro, the girl, she then was, one of them actually got onto her mouth, and this thing is wild. The way it looks is wild. It looks like this, but bigger. It wraps its tail around your neck. It sinks a long tube down your mouth, and that's what feeds that's the parasites actually feeding into the human body. Right? It needs a host. Um, and this is the cool part that I said, oh my god, it is something cool here. Basically, the alien is now, there's a bag, and it's synchronizing with her breathing. She's going, and the more she breathes, the more it's off, then it's synchronized, and the more you pull, it wraps tighter around her neck. So if you pull hard enough, you can break her neck. So they realize, oh man, we gotta stop. Hold on, don't. They had to say, stop, don't beat it off of her, because they were trying to beat it off of her. They found this like taser, and they're about to electrocute it. And every time they do, it tightens more around her neck. Here comes Rain. Rin decides. I said Rain. Rain decides to use her brain and pick up the dead or the deactivated artificial life on the ground, just like Andy, but half his body's cut off. And they pulled the same memory chip they pulled out of him. They realize, okay, we can't. Andy now is acting different, by the way. They decide to hook up this artificial life onto like wires so they can get it together. So maybe he's working like wirelessly or something, but now he's hooked onto wires. Andy, by the way, you remember I said he spoke with a stutter, and he's all like taken advantage of by kids and stuff. He's now grown him. He's from a kid to now a grown man. I'm gonna go pretty fast after this, by the way. I just want to give you an idea of what's going on. So the artificial life came on, and they're like, "What can we do?" This he goes, "Run." He goes, "Run, leave her." He said the best chance for her is to leave her. And Andy goes, "What's the chance of survival?" He said a 60-40 chance. Now they decide, because I think Novera is Bajor's girlfriend, I think, right? He decides that, man, I'm not leaving my girl here. He kind of just picked her up, run off, knocked him out, and I think he what he had? He had the taser, and he locks the ship, the small ship, to take off. So there's only three of them in the ship, and he's trying to run away. Navarre, Bajor, and Kay. Kay's already. She's in the room. She's sick. Right when Navarre's in the room, because they got the thing off. They finally got the parasite off, the face hugger off. Right when she got in the ship, Navarro, I think that's her name, right? Let me look that up, make sure that's right. Navarro, Navarro, Navarro. She decide there's something that they have where they can look through like arms and see if you have broken limbs or if blood vessels are not ruptures and ruptured and this type of stuff. She put it in her back, and she can see through her chest that something is there, and it's like beating. It's like I can't imitate this voice. It's like going boop boop, and it pops right out of her chest, and we all know what that is. That's the mother, right? That's the xenomorph. Where am I getting xenomorph? Where am I getting that from? Xenomorph pops out, and man, from there it gets crazy. By the way, the xenomorph, for those people that don't know Alien, you shoot it, it doesn't spews blood. It spews acid. It can actually spit at you, and acid can come out in the mouth. And the xenomorph is another mouth. So this movie gets crazy. I don't want to go from there. I want to just speed up a little bit more. So basically, I'm not going to give you the whole thing, of course. The 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 three of them in the ship were ultimately, well, I should say, two of them were killed. That's all I'm going to say. Two of them were killed. One of them was left. And don't forget what I said. Kay is pregnant with a baby. So this movie actually gives you an insight, because for those people who don't remember, Prometheus tells us how humans were formed, right? Who made humans? For those people that haven't watched the movie, and this is not a spoiler, so the creatures that came from an egg created humans. Or they, I think they're made. Is it monkeys smarter? And by the way, there's a whole like theory on this too, with a lot of people that's online that think that I think that we came from aliens made us, and we are actually descendants of a creature from far away. This movie plays into that very well. This gives you an insight of different things though, and by far I think this is one of the best movies out there. That's as far I'm gonna leave you guys with. I would go through the whole movie, but you know, you guys won't go watch it if I do it. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Great movie. Go watch it. Go to an RPX movie theater. Regal. I have a Regal pass, and I watch movies like crazy. Go to a Regal movie theater, and man, the shaking, the sounds. You would have. I don't know if it's in 4DX where water and all this stuff sprays on you. But by the way, the first time I went to a 4DX movie, tripped me out, got me sick, which was Avatar, I think. It's crazy, man. Got me. It was cold and it was spraying water on me. Come on, man. Like, why? Why? But thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like, follow, subscribe. Great movie. I can't give you any more. If you want more, don't forget to hit me. And hey, it depends on how much likes and follows I get on this. Maybe I'll make a part 2, part 3. Who knows? Peace.